The answers to what we all wish to know. Now I'm going to answer those questions that I told you that I had for you in the beginning that we all have probably asked ourselves. At least what I could think most people could ask ourselves. What is the true meaning of life? Answer what we know now from God Creator, channeled through Karl Mollison. God Creator says, to experience life in the physical, both positive and negative, to have belief in God Creator and the divine, to recall our mission, and to heal ourselves first, and then all others in healing all negative karma. Negative cords removed, to bring healing for the darkness in all its forms, in rescuing the lost soul spirits in limbo, and to remove the spirit meddlers, the fallen ones, wherever they reside, in sending them to God's holy light for cleansing and rehabilitation. God bless. Why are we humans here? We are here to complete our mission, and once we do, shall be gifted from God with ascension after some 20 to 40 years from now, if we solve the problem of evil. Only if. If we don't, we will not ascend. Anybody out there saying, oh, we just wait for ascension. And what we've been hearing, there are a lot of channelers out there, spirit mediums, or however you want to refer to them, or how they refer to themselves, in stating they are being channeled information from the beings that they're talking with, that ascension's coming, that there is ascension. Yes, and you're all going to get it. You're all going to enjoy it. We are defeating what needs to be done for you to achieve that. So sit back, relax, and don't do a thing. And just get ready to ascend. Really soon. And that is the false teachings that the spirit meddlers are giving us. And it's not the truth. According to Creator, you must complete your mission first if you wish to ascend. Then I will grant it to you. Then God says He will grant it to us, this ascension. And then, but only after 20 to 40 years, that we will then need to, once we've solved the problem of evil, then begins the rest of the mission to do all of these things that is mentioned here above, to have belief in God Creator and the divine, to heal ourselves first, and then all others, in healing all negative karma, negative cords, to bring healing for the darkness in all its forms, to rescue all the lost soul spirits, remove the spirit meddlers wherever they reside, and sending them to God's holy light for cleansing and rehabilitation. So that is the mission. That is what we need to continue doing. And Creator has estimated, if we solve the problem of evil shortly, very soon, I'm not going to say anything more than that. Look it up yourself, what Creator has to say about that. If we complete solving the problem of evil, then 20 to 40 years from now, we will complete all these other things at the top that is mentioned, and then we will be gifted ascension. That is the only way it's going to happen, Creator says. Okay, who, what made us, and why? God Creator made us to solve the problem of evil. And is God real? If so, should we be fearful and worship Him? Yes, God is most certainly real. And no, God awaits us to believe and speak with Him as a close loved one we can trust in. All else are false teachings. Creator says there is no reason to fear Him. As we are divine human beings, being part of Him, we are divine human being part of Him. It is not necessary for us to worship anyone or anything, including Creator Himself. We can, but He says it's not necessary, because I put you here to do these things. But believe in God. Speak to Him. Call to Him. You call His name, He will come, and He'll be right there next to you. That's what Creator says He does. Don't know how He does it, but that's what He says He can do. Answers continued of what we all wish to know in life. Is there a heaven? Yes. Heaven is an actual real place located in the upper astral plane and is where God Creator resides, along with the archangels, angels, guardian angels, guardians as well, higher self, light beings, etc. Do we reincarnate? According to Creator, yes, we do. And the average human being has reincarnated some 423 times, with some more and some less. What happens when we die? We, as soul-based beings, leave our physical body and either become trapped in limbo 1/3 of the time. 1 in 3 people die. When they die, they get trapped in limbo. Or we see the light callers, hopefully, which then guide us directly to the divine heavenly realm. God bless that. Was Jesus Christ real? Absolutely. Thank God. Bless you, Jesus. He was and still is real. Sorry. And upon completing his mission in the physical earth plane, Jesus Christ was granted ascension from God the Father, his creator, and is still helping God Creator to this day aid his divine humans to this very day. God bless you, Jesus. Well done. Answers continued. What is our purpose for living? Am I special? As we all know, as we all were created by God, according to what God Creator tells us, channeled through Karl Mollison, as divine light beings in heaven, and we then volunteered to come down to the physical as living divine human beings to have another crack at completing our mission. We then are most special, as all others before us have failed, and thanks to God, we are currently in the lead to winning. Thank God. I pray we do. I absolutely do. Why on planet Earth in the Milky Way galaxy? Because the Milky Way galaxy is the domain sandbox of our God Creator, and He created everything within it, including the planet Earth, as a loving nest for divine human originally. It's still for us, but it's obviously been corrupted. And we're working to solve that problem of evil, right? At least I'm trying. And so are thousands of others who are following what God Creator is sharing with us through Get Wisdom, if you believe that. What God Creator is, that He is, in fact, God Creator. But the earth has been corrupted by the fallen angels, the spirit meddlers, and is our dutiful mission to heal them and to forgive them, so Creator can then return them to the heavenly realm, because that's God's duty, that's God's job, to be safely cleansed and rehabilitated, to then rejoin the other archangels and angels in the light of heaven to where they originally belong. Are ghosts, spirits real? Yes. Ghosts, which are lost soul spirits that have lost their way upon death, are real and have become trapped in the lower astral plane called limbo, where they will remain until one or more living divine humans rescue them through empowered prayer, which we're going to cover in a minute, to safely return them back to the divine realm. And lastly, the last 3 questions, answers to what we all wish to know, some of them at least. Why so much pain, suffering, death, and destruction in the world today? This is not the workings of God Creator. He tells us, as He and all of the divine heavenly realm are the exact opposite of pain, suffering, death, and destruction, etc., etc., which comes directly from the evil, deprived spirit meddlers themselves, doings and past negative karma that must be rebalanced in order to heal all. If there is a God, why allow the innocent and the children to die every day around the world? This has been the biggest question. This was when I can say, God bless my lovely wife, that she had this big problem with God, and that why so much pain and suffering if there's a God? She was borderline atheist. And this is the answer that God Creator has shared with us. Again, this is not the will or doings of God Creator, but of the spirit meddlers themselves and karmic ties to be repaid from past negative doings that we all have done in our previous hundreds of lives or more, done by the individual in one or more past lives. So this isn't God doing this. God is love. God simply allows. Why does he allow these things to happen? Not that he's allowing these things to happen. He's allowing because this is a free will zone. And it is up to us humans to choose to be good, to believe in God, and to do the right thing for others and ourselves, and to forgive others and ourselves, and to heal our past karma, negative karma, and to heal others as well, and the spirit meddlers, to have them safely removed and sent to God's holy light for cleansing and rehabilitation from people, places, pets, etc., and ourselves. Is there a hell? This is the final one. Is there a hell? Are the devil and demons real? According to Creator, God Creator says, nope, absolutely not. These are all false teachings by the spirit meddlers themselves and are metaphors only. Thank God for that. I was so happy to hear that. That's wonderful. Now, what is divine alignment? Miriam, we're going to ask it because my mother asked me. I started saying things before I put this together. I was starting to use the term divine alignment, and my mother asked me, what do you mean divine alignment? What exactly does that mean? And so, I was thinking, well, let's see, how can I explain it? So we're going to explain it here. This is what I looked up on the online. Merriam-Webster dictionary defines the two words as divine. Number one, of, relating to, or proceeding directly from God. 2, supremely good. 3, A, superb. B, heavenly, godlike, divine. And I liked the noun of divine, which is clergyman. So I thought that was really sweet that it says that. So blessed for that. And alignment, number 1, the act of aligning or state of being aligned. 2, an arrangement of groups or forces in relation to one another. Okay, that is divine alignment. So what does this mean in our lives? What is the absolute way to always know if you or others are doing what is right in your lives by God Creator and the divine realm? And it hit me. Creator didn't specifically say just this, and neither has Karl. Excuse me, Karl, if you do hear this, if you do say, oh no, I've said that, you may have. But I have personally do not recall Karl saying that. So this is what I've learned. What Creator says. I'm sorry, this is what I've put together regarding divine alignment from all that I've learned from GetWisdom and God Creator himself. All you ever need to do, and it hit me one day, I was like, oh my goodness, this is all you need to do. So eventually I will share this with Creator or God, with GetWisdom, or they are already doing it, I'm not sure. But anyway, I love this. All you need to ever do is get in the habit on a daily basis in asking yourself the following question: am I in divine alignment? Is this in my life divine alignment? Are they, those people over there, in divine alignment? Is my life what I'm doing? Am I walking in divine alignment? Am I in divine alignment? Is my friend, relative, loved one, husband, wife, colleague, child, companion animal, etc., 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 in divine alignment? Ask yourself, think about it. Are my words, actions, interactions, deeds, the texts I send on a daily basis, are my emails in divine alignment? Are my meetings with others? Is my driving in divine alignment? Partaking of what I am eating and drinking, etc. Is it in divine alignment? That's all you need to ask yourself. If the answer is no, then you know you should not be thinking, doing, acting on those things. And choose to change your life. Choose to change your life. The way, because Creator has given us, granted us this on Earth, in the Milky Way galaxy, to choose. Choose to change the way you are to become more in divine alignment. Now, I'm not saying I walk in divine alignment every day, I'm so holy, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy. But when you start asking these questions in your head or out loud or in the mirror, whoever it is, when you talk to yourself or think to yourself, ask yourself, am I in divine alignment? Is what I'm doing in my life right now in divine alignment? Is what I'm doing this very second in divine alignment? Was what I just told my loving wife or my child or the way I spoke to my beloved pet? Did I do everything I needed to do today? Was what I, looking back, was I in divine alignment? That's all you need to ask yourself. Then you will be successful in your life. No matter what you choose to do with it. It's that simple. And it really is. It really is that simple. You can choose to do what you want with your own life because that's what God's granted you. God gave us that. He's told us you can do whatever you want to do. I will simply allow. I'll stand back and let you do it. I won't bother you. If you choose to do it without me, you're on your own. If you want to do it with me, I'm right there next to you. That's what Creator tells us. Oh, wait, where am I at now? Oh, okay. Sorry, I just went too quick. I didn't see. The only three ways for us humans to solve the problem of evil, to safely remove all spirit attachments, to help save and heal humanity and ourselves, is through the learning, understanding, and practice through these newly given methods by God Creator here today that I'm sharing with you. Thank God. Creator tells us that no other healing modality on earth today will work as completely, as effectively, and in the time frame needed as these three. No other healing modality works. There may be wonderful, actually Karl does say, he's researched a lot of the healing modalities out there, they're doing great, but in the past 6 years, I believe it's been 6 years now, Karl Mollison, God bless him, as well as the others working with him in GetWisdom, have worked tirelessly to put this all together, to asking Creator constantly all these questions. And it's my understanding, Karl was used to, my understanding or belief that Karl was channeling Creator about once a week at times. Now I believe he's doing it daily, maybe even a couple times a day. But Karl, has, how else can you get at least over 8,000 questions answered? Because he takes the questions, he goes into his trance-like state, and he has his work protected from God in the divine realm, and then he calls upon God, the Creator, to enter him and to answer the questions, and that's exactly what God Creator does without fail. So, So basically, let's continue. So Karl Mollison has, with the help of God Creator, has put together these two modalities, but three. Well, you'll understand in a minute. I'll just be quiet and turn. These are the only three surefire methods God Creator, my understanding, God Creator has given us that he explains in great detail are the only way for us to complete our mission, to heal those of the living and the dead. Nothing else currently will work. Nothing. So this is it. As an example, Pope John Paul II of the Roman Catholic Church performed 3 exorcisms during his reign as Pope. And Creator has shared with us all attempts of Pope John Paul's exorcisms have failed at permanently removing the spirit meddlers that were attached to those individuals that he was trying to remove, that Pope John Paul was trying to remove. The reason is that he and other popes, priests, and clergy of other religions who performed exorcisms, which is my understanding of very, well, before Get Wisdom came along, before Creator started speaking with us through Karl channeling, my understanding was exorcisms were a very secret, sacred thing that was only taught by very top-level priests in certain religions and so forth. And you couldn't just go and get a book and learn how to do it yourself, which is really sad, actually. But now, thanks to Karl Mollison and Creator and GetWisdom.com, Creator has given us, and Karl has given us these methods, how to do it yourself, or have him do it for you. So wait, let's see, where was I? Okay. The reason is that he and other pope, priests, and clergy of other religions who performed exorcisms have failed in removing the spirit meddlers is that they did not have the correct teachings given to them, as the original protocols have all but since been lost, or even purposely misguided or omitted, so as not to properly be removed and sent to God's holy light for cleansing and rehabilitation until now. Okay? Now, I'm not going to get into why this has been from the past, why it's happened. You just look at the movie The Exorcist. Now, I say this is important to understand. Creator tells us if you want to stay, if you want to remain as best as you can in divine alignment, you do not want to you don't want to be giving in your mind. You don't want to be watching on a regular basis anything evil, doing any negative, harmful things, people getting hurt and laughing, people making jokes at people being harmed, at others or whatever. You don't want to watch any of the serious or people being killed or murdered or raped. There's this dark web and crazy stuff. You don't want to involve yourself or watch or collect this information at all. And I say that from what I've learned from Karl and Creator. You do not want to watch The Exorcism, okay? The Exorcist, the horror movie, or any of the new ones or whatever. Because why do people, when people watch, and there would be a lot of people in the horror industry that probably would hate to hear this, because it's, it's like, what? My whole teenage years and into my 20s, I was the hugest horror fan. I had all these horror movies. I had all these horror books on horror, and I was a horror fan, and I was into vampires, and and ghosts and all this stuff, but for the wrong reasons. I didn't understand why. But when you, Creator says, when you align and watch these things, okay, listen to these things or whatever, or read about them, not necessarily reading about them, but like where it's purposely harming people and okay, I'm going to stop there. I will just say that when you do that, Creator says you are putting yourself in fear, and it can and may trigger a previous. There are several reasons why you don't want to involve yourself in watching extreme horror and things like this. Mild, I'm sure it's fine once in a while. Like anything in life, maybe a glass of wine once in a while or this and that is fine. But you don't want to go and drink a whole bottle or bottles on a daily basis. Okay, everything in moderation. So, of course, you can call up Karl Mollison. You can email or write him or GetWisdom.com and ask them what they say. But from my understanding, I would say that is probably not, and I choose not to watch these things anymore if I can help it. But because they will put you in fear, and the Creator tells us the subconscious mind does not know how to differentiate between a past life trauma and a current life thing that you involve yourself with that may be just a movie, maybe going to a haunted house that's not haunted, like on Halloween or something, or scaring people. I guess once in a while it's okay. And I'm not going to say there's anything bad with or wrong with Halloween. I will get into that later if somebody asks. I will tell you my absolute opinion. But anyway, let's just say that putting yourself in watching, like let's say The Exorcism, puts you in a couple different bad positions to allow the spirit meddlers to enter you, even during watching the program, Creator says. Or Karl has stated that, but it's basically what Creator is saying here. He says that it puts your energetics in aligned with the spirit meddlers during your moments of watching that. So you're thinking, oh my gosh, what's going to happen next? There's going to be a monster or something scary that pops out around the corner, and you're waiting for that moment. And then you get scared. Of course, the monster comes or doesn't come, and then comes when you least expect it. And then someone jumps out at you on the screen or whatever, and you scream or you yell. You're in fear, and then you laugh about it afterwards, right? You come out of if you've ever gone into one of the Halloween haunted mansions, that the actors dress up as scary things and then jump out at you or whatever. If you've ever been in those situations, you come out laughing. You come out smiling. Some people come out scared to death. Some people come out crying. But for the most part, because I actually used to work at a couple back years ago when I was in my late teens or teens, late teens. Okay, and that it puts you in fear, and your subconscious mind cannot differentiate between whether this is a current new karmic trauma that can then or will or may trigger a previous karma that you've had in one of your 423 or more lifetimes previously. You may have that feeling that you're scared to death about something. You have a phobia about something. You're scared of heights. Well, where do you think that came from? If you've never been up on a high thing before, well, it very well could be. Creator and Karl Mollison have told us you probably fell off of something really high, or you pushed off something. Hey, it's happened 423 times on average. We've all died. They weren't all pretty. They weren't all loving, blessed death with all your family around. And so you have these traumas carried over, or these deja vus from previous lives. And so it's better not to mess with it. So I say, in my belief, I would say better not to watch these extreme horror things. Ones for children, they're probably okay. If they're not too scary, not too many scary moments jumping out at you. But you got to be careful with that stuff. You could very well allow a spirit meddler to enter you at that moment because you're at that you're at that the energetics or whatever. Okay, I probably repeated myself 10 times now, so I will stop. Let's continue. So now this brings us to the good part. Number 1, the healing, the empowered prayer. Prayers requested correctly. Now, I'm not saying I know the best way to pray. Okay, I have that I learned this myself. No, I'm not saying that Karl Mollison is stating that he is the the Almighty One that knows that this is all how you should pray and no other. This is what God Creator has told us channeled through Karl. And this is God Creator has told us about empowered prayer, how important it is to pray correctly. Number 2, the Lightworker Healing Protocol, the LHP. Absolutely love it. Thank God for Karl Mollison for bringing this to us and putting this together and having it published. And thank God for sharing his insight and Karl asking the right questions to making this happen. And number 3, the Deep Subconscious Memory Reset, DSMR, which works in conjunction with the LHP, which all work in conjunction with empowered prayer. So they're kind of all together, but not everybody will ever do all 3. And most people that may hear or learn about GetWisdom.com or anything like this, they will learn to do empowered prayer. And you know what? If that's all you ever do is learn to empower your prayers every day or whenever you pray, then so be it. God bless you. That's great. If you wish to take the next step and to learn to become an actual practitioner of the LHP and the DSMR, then that's incredible if you can do it. If not, you don't have the time in your life, you don't feel that's of interest to you, but you want to be healed just in case, none of this is real, but just in case it might be, then you can call up Karl. You can email him. You can contact GetWisdom.com, or you can contact me and have the LHP and the DSMR performed for you. And I will get to that in a minute. Each of these powerful divine healing modalities, will be very briefly explained here. And I mean very briefly, okay? Though will be further explained in part 3 of this presentation series. But I thought about that more, and I thought it's better. Go to GetWisdom.com if you want to know more about these healing modalities. Because I could spend a lot of time and more hours trying to explain this to you, but GetWisdom.com and Karl Mollison and his team can explain it to you way better than I can, and I'm just learning. I'll tell you in a minute what I mean by that. Empowered prayer. What is empowered prayer? The majority of those who pray to the divine are not aware that many prayers made can actually go undelivered and or unanswered, because very few of us were ever taught how to correctly pray to God in the first place. I know I wasn't. I kind of had to figure out myself. I was just told, in church to close my eyes and do the praying hand thing and put my head down and say, then start talking to God in my head or out loud, but quietly whispering, and then that I was doing. So I was copying, what the other people around me and my family were doing, and so forth. But were we really doing what is necessary to correctly get the message across, what we are trying to deliver to God? etc. Many priests, pastors, ministers, etc. also have never learned how to correctly pray to God, which you would think would be the very first thing they learn in their clerical training, but sadly is not. Okay. Now I'm still learning this myself. I'm a minister in training, and I'm learning to. I'm still doing my clerical training. So, but my understanding is they don't teach you how to pray to God correctly. Everybody has their own personal thing, and then they say, kind of do it yourself. But I may be wrong. We'll see. So far, I have not heard that. Never heard a priest talk about that, or a pastor or anything. So we'll see. Anyway, as I continue, an example of why many prayers go unanswered is if you want to send a letter to someone in the post, but do not add the full name or address, most likely that person will not receive your letter, right? It is very similar to asking God for help in your prayers for yourself or loved ones, as it is fundamental to state their full name, if you can, and your very detailed request. That's very important. With your full intentions for it to be received correctly. Intentions are everything. Intentions are the fuel. Sorry. Your intentions are extremely important, because when you're saying your prayers, you want to have those strong intentions. Mean what you say, what you're asking for God, what you're praying for help or whatever. Mean it. Believe in God as in everything you say and do in your prayers, because Creator has shared with us, God in the divine realm use your intentions as fuel to get your prayers answered, whether it's for others, yourself, whatever. So this is very fascinating. We're learning great detail because all these questions have been asked. Of the 8,300 questions and more that Creator has been asked, this is what he's saying about this. So I find it very fascinating. It is best to pray the exact same prayer Creator tells us repeatedly, as often as possible, to add additional intention fuel for it to be most effective. As the more often you pray, the greater your chances and adding your belief quotient are to add additional fuel to your prayers. Now, I'll just briefly say belief quotient. You're probably wondering, what is that? If you're not familiar with it, I didn't know what that meant. But it basically means, Creator tells us, the belief quotient is, and he says this a lot, and Karl talks about belief quotient a lot. Your belief quotient is the percentage of your belief in the divine and God. What is your percent? If you could put a percent on it, what do you think that would be? Well, for many years, mine would be pretty low. But now, after all I've been learning and the things that I've experienced and going through, I'd say I would like to believe I'm 100%. Okay? Maybe I'm 98, maybe I'm, 95 sometimes or whatever. We all have our different feelings, but when I pray, I like to believe I am 100% belief quotient. And that is important. Creator says, for your prayers to be answered effectively, you need 100% belief quotient in the divine. It's not easy. So what happens, think of it kind of this way. When you are a child and you first ride a bike, you learn how to ride a bike, you get pretty good at it. You're doing really good at riding that bike. But then you stop riding a bike. 50 years go by, 40 years go by. You've never ridden a bike since. And then you finally decide, you know what? I need to get some more exercise. I'm going to get a bike. I remember I was pretty good on that bike. I'm going to ride a bike again. Well, you get a bike and you start to ride it and you're like, whoa, This is not as easy as I remember from my childhood. And it takes you time to build up that muscle memory again, to remember and to feel comfortable where you can just ride the bike and no longer think about it anymore, right? So it's very similar. This is my interpretation. I believe that that you're in your belief quotient. If you have not, and Karl has said this, if you are out of practice from praying, then it's the same thing as, like, being out of practice of anything. So I'm using the bike analogy. So you need to get back into practice of praying. So you need to practice as often as you have the time to do, as you wish. And when you pray, here's a little hint that I'd like to do, that Karl has taught us in his prayers, and you'll learn these prayers. Karl Mollison has put together, through the help of Creator and his team at GetWisdom.com, he has learned he put together 10 lovely, empowered prayers that you can say every single day and free of charge. You can get them off his website and learn to do it yourself and say them every day. And you can even add to it whatever else you want to make it more specific to yourself if you wish. But every one of these is absolutely lovely, and it will build your belief quotient. And so there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, God, I think you might be there, but can you help me with my belief quotient to raise it each and every day, to believe in you and the divine more? I really would like to do that. And guess what? After practice, you're going to start believing more, and it's going to work. And you're going to learn to ride that bike, so to speak, better than ever before. Thank God. Okay, here we go. We got 5 more slides. That's it. Aren't you happy? Lightworker Healing Protocol, LHP. The LHP is the absolute most powerful healing modality on earth today. I don't have to say it again, but that's exactly what I said. That's exactly what is the truth. Creator tells us so. And that ever was according to God Creator. So that is incredible, which is very hard to believe, and was for me as well at first, but is in fact the truth according to Creator, channeled by Karl Mollison. Creator tells us there is nothing more powerful than what GetWisdom.com is doing in helping us save and heal humanity in so many ways, which is allowing the divine realm to do what is needed in helping us achieve our mission in life, which has never been done before. Wow. Okay? And guess what? We now have the LHP. So you can learn to do it yourself, and which I have done. But let's continue. What is more about this LHP? There are approximately 80 different healing benefits provided when a qualified practitioner of the LHP performs it on others and or themselves. That also includes on locations. That also includes on your pets. That also includes on loved ones or anything, even objects. Karl doesn't specifically state that. He may have in the past. I've not heard him say that, but I believe that that is true as well, because a location can also be like a thing, and so if you can do it on the locations, you can do it on other things too. Your furniture, like saying a prayer on your food, saying grace or whatever, anything. God Creator tells us that the LHP is so powerful that it will remove all, not a couple, not one, all spirit meddlers from the individual, either alive or dead, and can add an additional 1 to 20 or more years to the individual's lifespan. So what does that even mean? Well, let's continue here. If the LHP is performed by a qualified practitioner on someone who is dead, that individual will still receive the full healing and in limbo as well. Oh wait, and if in limbo, I guess where I worded it a little strange. They will be rescued as well after the LHP, and then transported to heaven for cleansing and healing from the trauma of being in limbo, and then able to rejoin their soul family, loved ones, beings in the light, etc., in their original soul-based form, giving you, the one who requested this be done on your loved ones who passed, peace of mind that your past loved one is now completely safely back in the divine heavenly realm. God bless. So, I will share with you now that I have become, when I decided to become a chaplain and join to partner with the divine and God Creator the rest of my life in helping to save and heal people and humanity and so forth, I decided also to put all of my energy in everything I can learn about in becoming proficient and I guess as professional or expert as I can in the LHP. And so I purchased the LHP course, which surprisingly was quite inexpensive. You know, you don't know how much, I'm not going to say, but you can go to the website and look. But it's quite inexpensive. And I'm not saying everybody go out and buy it. You don't need to. You can, if you believe your belief quotient isn't high enough, you have trouble with yourself, you're having problems with family, friends, loved ones, all you have to do is go to GetWisdom.com and fill out the form to ask to have a healing done for you. And for a very reasonable price, very small price, you can have the LHP and the DSMR now done for you, which we'll talk about the DSMR in a minute, done for you, or your loved ones, or whoever. Like I did, I called up Karl Mollison on the phone when I first spoke with him, and I asked if he would please take me on as a client and my loved ones to have my home in the UK and all of us living there cleansed and healed with the LHP, with all of its 80 different plus benefits, to have all of the spirits that were living in our house that were in limbo attached to it, because my wife's father's house was haunted. There were many times, there were instances, they would see shadows. I don't want to get into it, but the animals that were living in the house, the dogs and cats, they would be acting funny. They would see things, weird things would go missing. There would be things, falling off the shelves or whatever, if I remember correctly, what they told me the stories. And because there was a family member that died in the house, sadly. Apparently he, from everything we've learned from Creator and Get Wisdom and Karl Mollison, the individual was still residing in the home, and he has now been safely returned, to the divine realm, and the house is no longer haunted. House feels absolutely fine, no problems whatsoever. I believe my wife feels the same as well. So anyway, what I wanted to say is I became a qualified practitioner of the LHP. So now I can officially and legally, through GetWisdom.com, not through GetWisdom.com, but I can now myself perform, for a fee if I choose, or for free or whatever, to people, anybody as all, who comes to me and asks me to perform LHP for them. I can do that for them. It's quite in depth. It does take a lot out of you, not spiritually, but and the energy. It's very, you have to really put yourself into it. There's a lot to learn and go through if you wish to learn to become a light worker through the LHP yourself as well. I encourage you, if you wish, that would be great. Some of you won't have the time and just want someone else to do it for you or whatever, then great. I'm here for you now. And I will say this, because I love you all, my family and loved ones, every one of you that is listening to this now, immediate family, cousins, uncles, aunts, my grandparents, both sides, are, that have passed, and most others I believe I have done. I have performed the LHP and the DSMR on all of you. So all of you, I have helped to benefit from the kindness and the goodness and the love of my heart for you, and which can take over an hour to perform just the LHP itself in this healing modality, calling on God and the divine. It's a series of prayers and things you say and do. And I've done this for you all. And I feel confident that these blessings will be received to you. Some of them may take time. Some of them may be immediate. It just depends. But I will say this. If anybody ever performs the LHP or the DSMR for you, on you, or you do for yourself, if you continue in your life to walk out of divine alignment, to be, let's say, for example, an alcoholic, or to go to places where where you can pick up these spirit meddlers, guess what? If you're not doing your empowered prayers on a daily basis, if you're not doing these things, then you can have other spirit attachments come back into you. It, I believe, will not be the same ones, but it will, the ones that were sent to, because we specifically ask the ones attached to you, if there are any, that they are sent to God's holy light for cleansing and rehabilitation, so they will not return. But, however, you can pick them up again if you choose to remain out of divine alignment. Remember, it's your choice. You can do that. And I only have performed a couple of you, actually, that I believe have needed more attention for healing. I have done more than one LHP for you. But if you call me up, if you email me or whatever, and you say, hey, Evars, I'd love for you to do another LHP on me, I will be happy to do that, free of charge. And at this time, I will say, I will be happy to do an LHP on any of my family or loved ones that come to me that would like me to have this done for you. I will say, if you have any friends or loved ones of your own that are not exactly mine, but yours, that's absolutely fine. I will be happy to do the LHP and the empowered prayer and the DSMR on you as well, on them as well, for you, but at a price, so at a cost, because it does take a lot out of me, and it is my time. So I can only do so much, but for you, if you come to me, I will be happy to do it again. But now that you learn all this stuff, I'm sharing all this stuff with you, you know what you can do to help and heal yourself and your own past traumas, etc. Okay, so let's just continue. We're almost done. Deep Subconscious Memory Reset, DSMR. God Creator tells us the DSMR is like the accelerator pedal of a vehicle, while the LHP that we just discussed is the vehicle itself. So as the DSMR is a relatively new addition to the empowered healing modalities provided by GetWisdom.com, the LHP for some years has been the only effective method, like no other on Earth through the history of the galaxy, but could take some time for the healing to take place with just the LHP alone, which I have done many. By the way, incidentally, I have done over 70, no, I have done exactly 78 LHPs at this moment in time, as of today. As of this day, I've done 78, so almost to 80, and I hope before my time comes, I've done at least several hundred, maybe 1,000. I would love to do 1,000. If I can get to 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, great. I would love to, but it's a lot of time and energy you got to put into it. So, but it's wonderful because you don't have to be present to have this healing done for you, okay? All this healing I did for all of my loved ones and family, I did while I was in the UK. And because it is performed remotely, you don't have to put yourself in any fear. If there's anybody you know who you suspect might have spirit attachments, you don't even have to tell them that you want this healing done. All you have to do is call me up or GetWisdom.com. Say, hey, I have a loved one or my friend. I suspect they may have spirit attachments. Something's not quite right with them. They're always angry. They switch on a dime. Oh, they're so happy 1 minute. Next minute, they're freaking out, screaming, yelling, cursing, whatever. And yes, maybe some of these are possibly a mental illness. Okay, I'm not a doctor. We're not prescribing anything. We're only using the help of the divine to help heal people through this spiritual healing modality remotely. So no one has to be put in at harm, and no one even needs to know that they did that. I shared with you that I have done this for you the past several months. Every one of my family, I think most of them, have had their haven't had the LHP done for them. Some of them I did earlier before we had the DSMR, so they've also maybe not received the DSMR. So, but the DSMR, when we do it now, each time we perform the DSMR, it also specifically states anybody previously that had the LHP, so forth, so on, has now receives the DSMR as well. So it's kind of hard to explain. I'm not going to get into details. It's too difficult. But just so you know, I did this for you. And God bless you. Love you all. So let's see. Where were we? I know I stopped here. Okay. The LHP, yeah. Did I say that? Okay, we'll just do that again. The LHP for some years has been the only effective method, like no other on Earth, yes, I did read this, through the history of the galaxy, but could take some time for the healing to take place with just the LHP alone. Though now, with the DSMR, it works in synergy with the LHP to do what is needed to build enough healing energy to help complete our mission. Thank God. So this is it. This is what we are doing to save and heal humanity, to solve the problem of evil. Creator said this is all we need to do. This is all as many people as possible chooses to do. It's your choice. You don't have to do nothing. You could just sit around and let life pass you by, and that's fine. Or continue what you're doing now, and that's fine too. I'm happy with that. You know, God bless you all. But, no, not but. However, if you choose to enrich your life further, and I believe you will notice a change, I certainly have. I believe my wife has as well, for doing with her as well. She was my first LHP, by the way. And then I did again when we had the DSMR. So, you know, we all need healing. We all have past traumas. We all have these past lives that we had very traumatic deaths. You know, some may have been lovely, but others not. We have these traumas that we're carrying over with each life we then have, and to try and help heal humanity and solve the problem of evil, and to complete our mission. and we all have these things we have to deal with. So it's good to have this healing modality. Thank God for this. Though now with the DSMR, it works in synergy with the LHP to do what is needed to build enough healing energy to help complete our mission. The DSMR is quite different from the LHP and offers a more rapid method in getting healing energy sent sent to us. I think I messed up there, to the individual needed. But is different. They're both very different, but yet work together. Like the creator says, the vehicle is the LHP and the accelerator pedal is the DSMR. So that's what makes it go faster, to get healing faster. The DSMR is specific in healing past, present, and future traumas that the individual has been suffering from, perhaps their whole life and even past lives lived, and helps heal those having great difficulty in overcoming problems in areas troubling them. So, we're about at the end here. With all that said, I would like to give special thanks to my lovely lady, my wife, for her loving support in helping to make this happen, who is actually right here with me and has been with me through these past 3 hours. What are we at? 3 hours, 20 minutes. Okay. I'm almost done. I would like to give special thanks, of course, to Karl Mollison for all his tireless work he has done for us all, and in learning to ask all the right questions over the past 5 years or more to God Creator, providing us the LHP and the DSMR protocols, of which I am so, so grateful. Thank you, Karl. And I'm so honored to be a part of Get Wisdom and what you are doing and what everybody is doing with GetWisdom.com. Thank you, Karl. And as well, I would like to give special thanks to the other 2 founders of the GetWisdom.com website, who are Brian Kelly and Denny Hunt. Now, Brian Kelly I've not personally met. Denny Hunt, my wife and I have met through a Skype live video chat meeting, and as well as through emails. But everything I've learned about Karl, Brian, and Denny, all absolutely wonderful human beings walking in divine alignment. God bless you all. I'm so grateful to have met you and work with you. Not as a working with Get Wisdom, of course. I have no affiliation whatsoever, other than becoming a qualified practitioner of the LHP and DSMR, and of course being a member of Get Wisdom. But anyway, both Brian Kelly and Denny Hunt, who without their dedicated work would not be possible, all of this. So thank you, guys. And I hope to meet you too, Brian, at some point. Last but not least, of course, to God Creator himself. I'd like to give special thanks to God for all the incredible wisdom he has shared with us, and in helping all of humanity and his wonderful creations, in helping us to recover our lost memory, to continue our mission and help save and heal humanity in this lifetime by having evil removed to benefit all in his Milky Way galaxy. God bless. God bless us all. This presentation series may be continued in part 2, may not, and it will be called The Shocking Truth if it does. This is end of part 1. So I thank you all for taking the time, if you have, to joining me in this. And sorry. And I love you all, and I've done this for you, my family and loved ones. And I hope it greatly benefits you all. And if what Karl Mollison and GetWisdom.com that Karl has channeled is in fact God Creator, and that God Creator Himself, it is in fact God, and He has given us this information that I just shared with you. It's just a small portion. Okay, like I said, I did 6 hours of this, and now I just was able to get it down to just over 3, and so there's so much to learn, and I highly recommend you do. And there's one other thing I just wanted to quickly mention. GetWisdom.com is now offering a wonderful gift to everyone that chooses to join. And I and my wife are absolutely a member, and we've been so for, I would say, I don't know, what was it been, since the beginning of this year? Or maybe a little bit less. Maybe, yeah, about a year. Since the beginning of this year, we became a member of what is referred to as the Divine Life Support system service. Anyway, and what Karl has put together was, because so many people were asking for help to get LHPs and the DSMR, and you know, a lot of people cannot afford it to get it done. I mean, it's only what, a few $100s, something like that. But it's not very expensive at all for what Creator says will benefit you. And so what they have done, what Karl has done, or maybe divinely inspired, Creator helped him to put together, I believe, that what Karl does is he says one powerful LHP DSMR per month, specific to all of those who join the Divine Life Support membership, which is $40 a month, right? $40 a month. We pay $40 a month. We have it come out of our bank account, so we don't even feel it anymore or think about it. And for $40 a month, about $40. I could be wrong. It might be even $39 or something like that. I think it's $40, right? Anyway, so for $40 a month, Karl will perform every month for you an LHP and a DSMR on anybody you choose to put down. You do this at home. You do this. You can send it to Get Wisdom. You can send it to Karl. You could send it, or you could just put it on a piece of paper, put it on your computer. You just have a piece of paper, and it's referred to as your divine wish list, divine life support wish list. That's what it is. And so anything you want, your people, your friends, your loved ones, you can just do it for yourself. You can do it for your dogs, your cats, your pets, your property, your house, your business. You could do it on anything and everything you want. You could see someone on TV that's suffering, and if you get their name, write their name down and add that to your Divine Life Support wish list. They will get healing. They will get a benefit as well. Every month, Karl and Get Wisdom does this for $40 a month, and the way it works is every month Karl will send you an email, or GetWisdom.com will send you an email telling you when the Divine Life Support wish list LHP and DSMR were done, and that you will then be receiving that healing. And I believe you will notice a big difference in that. And for that alone, $40 a month, you get it every month. Protects you from accidents, protects you from bad karma, protects you to heal your bad past karma, protects you from spirit meddlers attaching to you, spirit attachments of any spirit attachment, removes it if it's inside you. Each month you have that done. It's priceless. I can't believe, I was shocked when Karl announced on GetWisdom.com that he was only charging $40 for this. This is absolutely priceless, worth every cent. And even if he charges, several times over that, I will happily pay that and remain a member for the rest of my life and my wife's life of Get Wisdom. And it does help GetWisdom.com. And so I highly recommend you look into this if you wish to join. I get nothing from this. The only thing you do is help save and heal all of us here on planet Earth living today according to God Creator. God bless you.